Making the headlines this morning, present administration in Anambra State restates interest in education sector as she employs 8,000 teachers since inception. Ancient city of Onitsha increases obese cabinet as Moloku Azikiwe emerges Akwe Isama. Nigerian police declares a British national, Andrew Wayne, wanted for alleged plot to overthrow government. And on the foreign scene, we bring to you Israel's labor court orders end to a general strike. Here is a special message. Before, Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let us give him maximum support for the task ahead. My name is Ajuluchukwu Okabwe. Many thanks for joining us this morning. A total of 250 pupils and students have received scholarship awards from the IG Agwowo Health and Academic Foundation, IGA-HAF, making it a total of 670 persons on the scholarship scheme for the foundation. The event, which took place during the 2024 Education Seminar and Scholarship Awards Ceremony of the foundation held at International Convention Center, Awka, saw Victoria Amamatu, Chisom Wankwo and Precious Obasi going on with the cash prize of 350,000 naira and latest version of laptop each for their exceptional performances in the entrance examination. Correspondent Queen Anibogu tells us more.
The third Education and IGAHAF Seminar and fifth phase of Scholarship Award Ceremony attracted beneficiaries, their parents, political appointees, captains of industry, the religious led by the Catholic Bishop of Awka Diocese, Most Reverend Paulinus Ezokafo, traditional rulers and lovers of education. The Commissioner for Education, Professor Ngozi Chumude, said that when Governor Chukwuma Soludo assumed office, noticed the dire need in the education sector, declared a state of emergency in the sector by employing over 8,000 teachers, ending the era of no teachers in Anambra schools. She appreciated Chief Agwowo for keying into the public-private community partnership of the state government through his humanitarian works in the society, describing him as a man whose wealth has value.
I bring you loads and loads of felicitations from the Chief Servant of Anambra State, Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo, Mr. Governor. On whose auspices we are here today to bring nothing but thanks to him. He is full of appreciations. He is full of gratitude. And all my own, on behalf of every single child in Anambra State, on behalf of every family that you have touched, every life that you have touched, I thank you.
For the Chairman, House Committee on Education, Honorable Anna Ayo Opaleke, commended the winners of National Innovation Competition 2024 from CKC and Chief Agwowo for recognizing and appreciating them, emphasizing that the recognition is to spur them to do more. In a welcome address, the Executive Director of IGAHAF, Mrs. Gloria Abanihe, explained that the foundation was established with a clear vision to bridge the educational gap and provide opportunities for talented and deserving students to achieve their dreams, and urged the participants of the scholarship to carry with them the values of hard work, integrity, and service as they embark on this academic journey.
Our foundation's mission has always been driven by the core values of excellence, integrity, equality, and service to humanity.
Earlier, while breaking the kola nut, the traditional ruler of Nibo community, Igwe Ngene, spoke highly of Chief Agwowo for his philanthropic works for society's poor through education and health, and prayed God to bless him immensely. In a closing remarks, the founder of the foundation, Chief Ignatius Agwowo, promised to continue to do his best supporting Anambra State government.
This family will, as at next month, have another 500 beneficiaries by this family pay their school fees, which are a member of the family. I thank all of you, and I pray that you people will make this foundation proud, so that in many years to come, you people will start to do what I'm doing. May God bless all of us and take us home in Jesus Christ's name.
One of the beneficiaries, Ms. Faith Ifoma, on behalf of the awardees, appreciated IGAHAF for its generous support and commitment to education, and healthcare, saying that receiving the scholarship is a beacon of hope and a pathway to realizing their dreams. Award presentation to awardees, winners of National Innovation Competition 2024, EagerHalf Best Performing Beneficiaries, and EagerHalf Reading Culture Presentation, EagerHalf Ballet, Documentary, amongst others, featured during the ceremony.
Member of Ndiche Okwareze, member of Igwe Onitsha cabinet, the Akweme Isama of Onitsha has emerged. He is Chief Moloku Azubike Azikiwe, the son of late Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe. Emengini Osadebe completes the story.
The Mmacha Nanzelo was held at Zix Mausoleum in Osionira, Onitsha, where various constituent heads were in attendance. Speaking to the ABS, a member of Igwe's cabinet, the Ojie Deze of Onitsha, Chief Jude Onia, noted that the new Akwe Isama is laden with the responsibility of overseeing the affairs of his community, saying that he had told his father's footsteps for being a member of Igwe's cabinet, praying God to grant him more wisdom and long life. Some members of Abalance Society of Onitsha, Baje Arinze Modebe, watching Emelefe Edward Okosi and Akumata Dawa Ayadono, elogize the humility and integrity of his father, wishing him well in his new title. Some of the guests at the event, Dr. Tony Elimelu and Mr. Chike Anikamadu, who noted that the celebrant was born into a leadership home, described the title given to him as monumental. A senior advocate of Nigeria, Bajen Namdi and President General of Onitsha Improvement Union, Sir Chike Ekwago, noted that his father left a good legacy for his children to emulate and prayed God to keep him safe and in good health.
He has taken the title. He's not a palace chief, the Akwe Isama of Onitsha. God will keep him to enjoy that title to a grand old age in good health and prosperity.
Chairman Afikpo people living in Onitsha, Chief Kenneth Idem, his women wing counterpart, Mrs. Christiana Uche, and his uncle, Mr. Victor Elem, congratulated him and prayed God to grant him the strength to discharge his duty. His mother, Dame Uche Azikiwe, whose joy knew no bound, thanked God for his goodness upon her family, advising the Akwe Isama to remember the son of whom he is and maintain the legacy of his father.
Akwe, you know your name, you know the name you are carrying, you know who you are. That standard, that legacy, that name should not be tarnished in any form or shape.
While his wife, Lady Juliet Azikiwe, pledged to accord him every necessary support to fulfill his dream. The Akwe Isama of Onitsha, Chief Moloku Azikiwe, thanked Igwe Nnameka Achebe and the people of Onitsha for finding him worthy to serve, describing Ndiche Onitsha as judges who are expected to settle traditional and cultural disputes among his people.
It's really a privilege and honor to be selected by His Royal Majesty Igwe Nnameka Alfred Achebe to be made Ndiche. I'm pleased to be bestowed this honor. I will carry out my responsibilities to the best of my ability. They should expect fair and transparent judgment or positions in any matter that comes to me.
High points of the event include royal dance of Egwota, while various traditional dance groups performed at the event to add color to the occasion. From Inosionira, Onitsha, Emengino Osadebe, ABS News.
Igwe Ambassador John Mike Anyoha of Obunka community in Oromo South local government area of Anambra State has celebrated the 2024 New Yam Festival of the community. The event held at Igwe's Palace, Obunka, commenced with a holy mass and later featured paying of homage to the Igwe by his Igwe in Council, Ndi Amala, Ndi Ordinala, Umuokbu, other groups and dignitaries. Correspondent Joseph Ebuocha tells us more.
At the Holy Mass, Reverend Father Jeremiah Okafor from St. Monica's Catholic Church, Ubunka, noted that as the people pray to God for a bountiful harvest, it is right to thank Him for prayers answered, reminding them that God is important in all they do. Forming the ceremonial cutting of the yam, Igwe Anyoha prayed for peace and unity in Obunka, prosperity for members of the community and their well-wishers, while applauding Governor Chukwuma Soludo for the development projects in the community. Igwe Anyoha called for attention to the road that leads to Abia State through Obunka, urging his people to sustain their support to the Soludo administration.
On their part, the Ogbunka Palace Secretary, Chief Bernard Eze, members of the planning committee of the event, Chiefs Innocent Osunkwo and Michael Ezenwa, and an illustrious son of the community, Mr. Okachukwu Osunkwo, described the 2024 New Yam Festival as remarkable and prayed for more years on the throne by Igwe Anyoha. The national president of the social club in Ogbunka, Comrade Chigozie Ikeagwu, chair lady Umuokpo Ogbunka, Mrs. Godgift Tabo, and the Ogbunka youth leader, Mr. Amechi Ikeagwu, say with the festival, members of the community are expecting more of God's blessings in coming years. Masquerade and other cultural displays also featured at the event. From Ogbunka in Orumba South local government area, Joseph Ebocha reporting for ABS News.
Stakeholder meeting of the Labour Party, LP in Awka, was disrupted when a group of protesters infiltrated the event and challenged the authority of Governor of Abia State, Dr. Alex Otti, to summon meeting. The meeting, intended to strategize and plan for the party's future, was thrown into disorder as the loudly protesters proclaimed, "We don't want Alex Otti, he is not competent." The disruption temporarily halted proceedings as party leaders attempted to regain control of the situation. Correspondent Blessing Dennis was at the event and tells us.
Adding to the tension, the protesters argued that the current national chairman of Labour Party, Julius Abure, whose tenure has long expired, still holds authority, contradicting the directive of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. They also argued that Governor Otti has no right to summon meeting, backing Mr. Abure as the recognized national chairman, despite official communication indicating otherwise. At a press conference following the incident, leaders of Labour Party addressed this claim and condemned the action of the disruptors, clarifying that there is currently no recognized national leader at the state and local government levels as directed by INEC. According to party officials, INEC has instructed Governor Alex Otti, the highest elected member of the LP, in partnership with the party's national leader, Peter Obi, to organize election to fill those leadership positions, which the election is scheduled to take place on September 4, 2024. The stakeholders meeting was called to discuss the upcoming election and to chart a course forward for the party. An LP member who convened the meeting, Chief Edozie Ezugwa, explained that some elements chose to disturb the proceedings, rejecting Alex Otti's leadership and violating INEC's directives, noting that Abure has been officially removed as national chairman, his name erased from the party portal, and there is no further communication between them and INEC.
What they are shouting, they do not recognize the leadership of Dr. Alex Otti, that Alex Otti have no right to summon the meeting of the NEC meeting, that Abure still remains their national chairman. But we are not coming here to decide who's had right or who is wrong. But the fact remains that directives has been given from the office of the INEC.
Despite the disturbances, the leader of Obedient General, Chief Ikenna Azomchine, expressed satisfaction with the large turnout from grassroots members, viewing it as evidence of party's strong foundation, and enduring appeal, noting that Labour Party is where Peter Obi comes from, and it remains a beacon of hope for many Nigerians.
Anybody parading himself in Anambra, telling you to bring money outside the transition committee is fraudulent. We didn't want to get involved in violence today. Today begins the change in Anambra and Southeast in general.
the party's gubernatorial candidate in Ebonyi State in 2023, Mr. Ezoke Splendo, said the incident has raised concerns about the rising trend of violence and thuggery in political gatherings, warning that such could undermine the democratic process if left unchecked. For the appointed caretaker chairman of Labour Party, Anambra State, Mr. Peter Okoye said the disruption is condemnable while reiterating the party's commitment to democratic principles and stating that what happened was unfortunate attempt to derail their progress.
We must deliver Labour Party down to so I really appreciate our leaders, in the person of His Excellency Governor Oti, and His Excellency, our leader in Nigeria and also Anambra State, His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi, that the legacy they keep, we must follow their footsteps. Whatever they do on the 4th of September, we must abide to it.
In Oka, Blessing Dennis, ABS News.
It was a display of glamour and the rich cultural heritage of Ndigbo as the traditional ruler of Umuona in Agwata, Igwe Sunday Ezofo, celebrated his 2024 New Yam Festival. The epoch-making ceremony, which took place at the Royal Palace of the traditional ruler, attracted dignitaries from the community and beyond. Correspondent Chukwuemeka Modelim now reports.
The colorful ceremony started with a Thanksgiving Mass presided over by Reverend Father Anthony Ezoke, who enjoined Christians to always live a life of praise and thanksgiving to God, as well as promote the well-being of all in order to enjoy continuous blessing of God. Later, Igwe Ezofo of Umuona, members of his family and cabinet, offered thanks to God for keeping them alive to celebrate this year's New Yam Festival. Performing the usual ritual of cutting the yam, the monarch expressed gratitude to God for giving them a bountiful harvest after the planting season and prayed that the ceremony will promote unity, love, and harmonious relationship among the people of Umuona. He disclosed that the essence of the ceremony is to thank God for making the farm yield possible and to request from him a better harvest in the subsequent planting season, even as he commended Governor Chukwuma Soludo for his lofty projects in the community and rapid infrastructural development in Anambra State.
inye anyị nsogbu ka ọ bụrụ ihe udo na ihe ngozi dịrị anyị ma nna anyị na-ayọ mụ na ndị igwe Anambra steeti na ebe a na ndị ichie na ndị nze na ọzọ na ndị ụmụọna ọlọ igwe onye ọna na ebe a nna anyị awaji ya waa ya rie ya rite ndụ rite udo rite aganihu igwe.
On his part, the President General of Umuona Development Union, Chief Kenneth Okoli, described the New Yam Festival as very significant to the community and the Ndigbo at large, as it promotes and sustains their culture and tradition, and expressed gratitude to Governor Soludo for drilling a borehole in the community to end water scarcity in the area. The Umuona President General, who thanked God for the gift of Igwe Ezofo to the community, whom he said is leading them well, and for his blessings and favor to them, asking him to keep flourishing the town with good harvest.
We are very happy. We are very happy. We don't want to be more than happy. Government in Echetai, since here, one night we told him more we can go. Government in Echetai, no, we very chicken, Malaya. Those are kind of heavy, and from here to the Puta. Other guy, we go green light, yes, on that. So now I'm very happy. I'm very happy for Anambra State government. Yes.
Contributing, the member representing Agwata 2 constituency in the Anambra State House of Assembly, Honorable Tony Moabike, who is an indigene of the community, revealed that their monarch has encouraged them to go on and eat the new yam by first celebrating it, and commended him for being a good leader that has the interests of his subjects at heart. In their reactions, a member of Ozo Society of Umuona, Chief Ifeanyi Onyejekwe, and the traditional Prime Minister of Iswafia, Chief Ndubisi Osele, felicitated with Igwe Ezofo on the festival and prayed for continuous peace, progress, and the development of the town. Yes. From Umuona, Kwemeka Modelim, ABS News.
Christians have been charged to always live a life worthy of emulation, even as they are urged to leave good legacies while alive. A visiting Catholic priest, Reverend Father Jude Ezeji, gave the charge during the Holy Mass to mark the end of mourning period of late Madame Beatrice Adeze Obierika at St. Paul's Catholic Church, Ojoto. Correspondent Festus Obierika now reports.
Christians have been charged to always live a life worthy of emulation, even as they were urged to leave good legacies while alive. A visiting priest, Reverend Father Jude Ezeji, gave the charge in his homily at St. Paul's Catholic Church, Ojoto, during the putting of mourning cloth for late Madame Beatrice Adeze Obierika, the mother of Festus Obierika of News and Current Affairs Department of ABS. Reverend Father Ezeji, who is the Dean Student Affairs of Onitsha Diocese Hostel at Amansi, Oka, noted that Madame Beatrice lived a purposeful and prayerful life, who loved her fellow human being. The Catholic priest further noted that late Madame Beatrice Obierika was a mother of seminarians because she likes taking care of them, and urged congregation to emulate her lifestyle and always channel their will to the service of God and humanity. Speaking to the ABS, some of her children, to include Chief Joseph Obierika, Samuel Obierika, Christopher Obierika, Herari Obierika, says their mother was a woman of substance and a virtuous woman who took care of her children. Pray God to grant her soul's eternal rest. Also speaking, her younger son, Mr. Festus Obierika of News and Current Affairs Department of ABS, says he was a cheerful giver, human developer, and a lover of less privileged, who uses her mega resource to impact their lives, adding that he will miss her advice and love.
My mother was a virtuous woman, a woman that loved both poor and rich, a woman that can give you the last in hands, just for sake of you, a woman that can starve her own children just to make sure that other children eat. A woman that loves people. In fact, a woman developer.
Contributing, one of her daughters-in-law, Mrs. Kate Obierika, and two of her grandchildren, Mr. Charles Jr. Obierika and Miss Adobe Obierika, described their grandmother as a very hard-working woman and a true Christian woman, regretted that they will miss her jokes and advice. Pray God to grant her eternal rest. In their separate interviews, friends to the family, which include Secretary General of Ojoto Akanasato Union, Mr. Donkachi Chimbiko, High Chief Cyprian Okafo, Mr. Ejike Ezwankwo, Mr. Ikechukwani, and Mr. Nonso Chibeze, says Madame Beatrice impacted moral values to many who come across her. Pray God to receive her in his bosom. The service featured thanksgiving by Obierika's family, reception, and special rendition by St. Paul's Catholic Choir, Ojoto. From St. Paul's Catholic Church, Ojoto, I am Festus Obierika for ABS News.
The Nigerian police force on Monday declared a British national, Andrew Wayne, also known as Andrew Povich, and a Nigerian, Lucky Obiyan, wanted for allegedly plotting to overthrow the democratically elected government in the country. The police accused the British national of building a network of sleeper cells to topple the government and plunge the nation into chaos. Addressing journalists in Abuja, the force spokesperson Muyiwa Adejobi said Wayne rented a place at Labour House and established a school to serve as a decoy. He said the Nigerian police force has launched a comprehensive investigation into the activities of foreign national and subversive elements plotting to undermine the democratically elected government in Nigeria through unconstitutional regime change and orchestrating violence across the country. According to him, the intelligence gathering and collaboration with other security agencies, 9 suspects have been apprehended who received substantial financial backing from foreign sources to destabilize the economy. Preliminary findings suggest they orchestrated and funded violent protests disseminated false information, and engaged in other unlawful activities to create anarchy and justify their illegal plots to overthrow the democratically elected government. And over to our foreign news. Israel's labor court orders the end to a general strike, demanding the government agrees to a deal to secure the release of hostages by Hamas. The Tel Aviv court says the strike must end at hours earlier than organizers had planned. Businesses, schools, and transport across Israel are being affected by the strike, with several roads blocked and some flights at Ben Gurion International Airport disrupted. Tens of thousands of people rallied across Israel yesterday after the bodies of 6 hostages were recovered by soldiers from Gaza. A total of 97 captives remain unaccounted for in Gaza. Over to our sports story. Super Eagles players are expected to report to their Uyo camp ahead of the 2025 AFCON qualifier matches against Benin Republic and Rwanda, according to the Nigerian Football Association. After a second-place finish in Ivory Coast earlier this year, the road to another showpiece, which will be hosted in Morocco from December 21st, 2025 to January 18, 2026, begins for Nigeria against Benin Republic on Saturday, September 7, while they will face Rwanda 3 days later in Kigali. The NFF released a 23-man squad for the 2 games. Some of the early bets expected include Fulham duo of Kelvin Bassey and Alex Iwobi, Ademola Lookman, Wilfred Ndidi, Moses Simon, Victor Boniface, Samuel Chukwueze, and Fisayo Dele Bashiru, who featured in league games for their respective clubs on Friday and Saturday. Others expected are Nottingham Forest duo of Taiwo Awoniyi, Ola Aina, South Africa-based goalkeeper Stanley Nwabali, Olisa Nda, Victor Osimhen, former Bendel Insurance goalkeeper Amas Obasoge, and Semilogo Ajayi. Remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page. Follow us at Anambra Broadcasting Service, Awka. Subscribe to our YouTube at youtube.com/ABS Television, Awka. And on Instagram at ABS Radio Television. You can also log on to our website at www.absradio.com. And that's the much we can take. But before we go, a look at our main stories. Present administration in Anambra has restated interest in education sector as she employed over 8,000 teachers since inception. Ancient city of Onitsha has increased Obi's cabinet as Mo Loku Azikiwe emerged Akwe Isama. Nigerian police has declared a British national, Andrew Wayne, wanted for alleged plot to overthrow federal government. And on the foreign scene, we brought to you, Israel Labor Court has ordered an end to the general strike. To end the news, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let us give him maximum support for the task ahead. My name is Ajuluchukwu Okabwe. Many thanks for joining us. Have a blessed morning.